Okay, so I ordered myself in a Captain Fab power steering adapter bracket kit. It comes with this template, which I guess I'm supposed to use that. Then it comes with these instructions, which mention everywhere where it gives you a dimension. He's got it scratched out and says use template, but there's no real directions about how to use the template. So whether this is going to be a how-to video or be used in court when my truck falls apart, I'm not too sure yet. Hopefully it's a how-to video. Maybe I'll show you how to use this template. I'm going to try to anyway. I looked online, I couldn't find anything. I did look at other kits where a lot of them had, you know, the one was still threaded, blah, blah, blah. This one, none of them are threaded. All of them are just spacers. So we'll be using all the threaded connections here. This is the steering box I picked up from a fellow at work. Looks like he maybe stored it in the pond or something. I'm not too sure. Looks pretty rough, but I think we can make it work. First thing I did was remove the rotted old bolts and retap the threads. Captain Fab does give you new bolts along with this bracket, and I opted to purchase this, although I'm not really sure if I'm going to use it or not. We'll see when we get there. I also picked up a new pitman arm. I was advised to do so. Do a little research. There's a part number for you, FA694. I'll also have those later in the video. So here's where we're going to start over here. I think I'm just going to put you on fast forward when I start doing it, or time lapse, or whatever the kids are calling it these days. So I'm going to take this guy off. Then I'll put in a pickle fork and I'll knock that loose. And then I'll come up and there'll be 3 bolts here. So these guys here are 3/4 inch. And on this one, there's a nut on this side, bolts on that side. And this one, the bolt goes through, the nuts over there, so on and so forth. And they are 3/4 both sides. They don't look like they'll be too bad. And then I'll have to take this guy off. I do have to cut this at 1 3/4 inch. So I think I'm actually going to cut that while this is still mounted on, just so it's solid. It gives me a nice, instead of this flopping all over. So yeah, let me get you set up and I'll get going. Okay, so this is where I feel like the directions kind of fail a bit, unless I've been sent the wrong directions. And then this one, he gives a bunch of spots to measure off of, but then it says use template, a bunch of pictures of tape measures and holes. But again, it says use template. So I think we're going to forget that, and we actually will move on to the template. So this is a template here. It actually lines up really well. It looks like a well-built bracket. When you line her up to the holes, everything fits the way it should. Looks really good. Nothing on this bracket is threaded. Like I see some from CPP and and other ones come threaded. This one doesn't. So it looks like everything's going to go in from the back. So here's our template. And as you can see, it's got in blue as the existing holes. So 1, 2, 3. And that's what we have up here. It does, that matches up okay, I guess. That'd be that hole, and that hole. Just like that. Something like that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out those blue circles. And then I'll put it up there and, I don't know, maybe tape it down or whatever. I've gone up here and cleaned it up with a flapper disc. Just so I got a nice clean surface. So I'll do that. I'll cut these out and then I'll put it up there and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so here's what I did. I ended up just taking a razor blade and cutting out these holes for the 3 existing and put the bolts through them. Threw them up here like so. And now I'm just going to take my drill and drill out the centers of these. And hopefully that works. I don't know if that's how it's designed to be used. But that's how I'm going to use it. And what I don't like is how much slop there is in it, to be honest with you. But we're going to give her a go here. And this one down here is the one I like the least. That one sucks. Okay. You can see on the template here, those two overlap. So there's the one, then there's the other. I don't think there's any nice way to do that. I think what I might do is drill these 3 out. I think what I might do is drill those 3 out, put that up, and then actually drill through here for the last one. We'll see how that works out. Yeah, I'm using a zip disc to take off my power steering hose. That's how it's going. Fuck. Okay, so I got that in. I got that all drilled out. What I did is I just set the bolts here, and then I took some wire, a couple pieces of wire, and I just wrapped it around like this, and I'll wrap it under like that. And that's to hold this when I pull the bolts out, because I'm as old as dirt, and I'm pretty sure when I go to move this up here, it's going to move all over the damn place. So At any rate, let's see if we can't get at least one of these bolts in, and that'll help us straighten it out for the rest. Let's give her a go. I don't know if this will work or not. I haven't tried it yet. But anyway. It's safe to say something moved. See if I can preload these. Okay, well, let's give that a shot. It's going smooth. That wasn't so bad. Well, there you have it. She looks pretty good. She's solid. There's no backing plate on this one, but there's no backing plate on the original either, so hoping it'll be fine. I know Captain Fab has some great reviews and very well respected in a lot of the forums, so we'll see how that plays out. I think I'll just hook up that pitman arm and see how that lays out before I go any further. I wonder if it's possible that I don't have to change pitman arm. don't know. We'll find out here. I have a new one. I may as well put it on. But I know there's a lot of people who are curious whether you have to or not. Let's find out. See if that guy's gonna go through the motions or not without hitting. It's awful close, but yeah, awful close, but no. Okay, so according to the instructions, I'm supposed to drop the steering column and then line this up. I was able just to slide this down and put it on. There is a little bit of tension on here, but nothing too terrible. So I bolted that up, centered my steering wheel. I don't know if you can see it in there, but I centered it, which is not hard to do because this rotates freely inside. And then what I did is I straightened out my wheels, made sure that my pitman arm was centered, and now I'm ready to weld her up. So what I'll do is I'll run some welds in here, and then I'll probably run a bolt through here as well. So I'll weld here, run a bolt through here, just because I'm a chicken shit, and this is safety related, so I think the bolt's a good idea. Anyway, I'll get you set up and I'll get started on that. All right, so here we have her done. So what I ended up doing, I welded it up here and ground my welds down. And then what I ended up doing here was I drilled a hole basically almost through the bar. Then I tapped it with a 3/8 tap, and then I ran the bolt through. I think I feel better with the bolt on all those threads as opposed to just running a nut and bolt through it. I just feel like it'd be more secure, and it's really just a safety thing, right? Threw some paint on the power steering box there. May as well throw it on with a mop, I guess. And I did replace the power steering lines. This is your return line. This is your high pressure line. You can see on the back there. I'm pretty happy with the way she lines up to the crank pulley there. Let's see if you can. I do have a couple of issues. The first of which is this spacer that came with it. She doesn't quite fit. It's got to be trimmed down, not a big deal. And then this bracket. So this bracket would go on a sliding assembly that goes up here, but this is stationary, so this needs to be a sliding bracket. Not a big deal. I can go to the auto records and get that. But overall, I'd say it's a pretty easy install. If you're thinking about doing it, I would do it. There was some concern with some of the kits with it hitting, but this doesn't. So, I don't know, 2 thumbs up for Captain Fab. Nice easy install. I'd give it a 5 out of 5 for quality and how easy it was. Difficulty, I don't know, 2 out of 10. If you can operate a drill, you can do this. If you got a welder, I suppose. Nothing else to really add. If you're thinking about doing it, do it. The kit from Captain Fab was, I don't know, 75, 80 bucks. The power steering unit, the used pump and used box, I think cost me 100. And then I picked up the hoses, I don't know, say 25 bucks. I wouldn't even bother trying to put the old hoses on. You've seen earlier I cut them because it just makes taking these off with a socket so much easier. So I just zipped them off and took them off with the socket. I tried to get one off and it just twisted, so why bother? Zip it off, and take a socket. She pops right out of there. Real happy. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped. If it did, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. I don't know. You guys know better than I do. I'm still really new to this. Be sure to tune back tomorrow or the next day, because I'm going to pick up a Valentine's surprise. One picked up a trailer today. Another one has found us. So tune in for that one. I got big plans for it. We still got lots to do on this. So hang around. I promise I'm going to have more content. And hopefully I'll learn how to edit better.